second year of IWSC Kentucky. I want to know how you found it. Bill, this is your first year.
It was totally fascinating because it was a category that I don't often judge on. You know, sometimes I do in the UK version of it. So I like the fact that I was tasting something different. But the good news is that I am a fan of bourbon and rye whiskies and do regularly drink them myself. So it wasn't something totally new. But it was just great to see and great to heartland of the American whiskey industry.
Absolutely. And Bridget, second year, anything different this year or anything that stood out for you?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, thank you for having me back this year. It's been just a delight, and it's so much fun to be in the heart of bourbon country. It's just wonderful. And no other competition really hosts this way, where judges have the opportunity to learn each and every day from different distilleries. And so with that said, you know, as we're tasting, one of my categories was single malt American whiskeys, which is just growing and exploding from coast to coast. And so this year, to me, it was really exciting to see the difference in each and every, you know, spirit that came across my section. And I think that it's an exciting time for that category. I think we're going to see a lot of growth and some changes as well.
Absolutely. I think that's a great point. And I actually filling in to pick up with you. Yeah. I mean, any surprises on American single malt for you? Or was there something?
I didn't actually taste any American.
No surprises. I had all the surprises.
So, I mean, I look forward to doing that at some stage. But, you know, the biggest surprise for me, although it wasn't really a surprise, was how outstanding the rye category was. I thought it was absolutely fabulous. I mean, don't get me wrong, the bourbons were good as well. But the rye just really stood out for me.
Yeah, that was, I think, your biggest round of applause. Yeah, that was super interesting. And is there anything you think that actually you were noticing? Like, I actually felt this year there was maybe slightly lower ABVs than we've had in the past. Is there anything like that you were thinking, okay, this is different from last year, Bridget?
Yeah. I mean, absolutely. I did notice that in each and every category, we'd have some lower ABVs and really have to train our brains, you know, to think about how those spirits should show up. What qualities are we looking for? And thought it was really quite interesting. And I love when we're, you know, at the table with the judges and we're able to really learn from one another and have that banter and that conversation, right? It's just really fun.
And Bill, how do you think it was? Like, there's this real balance between having people from the UK and having people from America. What do you think, like, kind of, did that help the judging process? Was there something quite interesting about the dynamic?
I think it helped it very much, and it certainly helped me to have some friends from the United States on the panel who were more familiar with what we were tasting. So there was a lot of good learning in it for me. And also it led to some quite fruity debates and situations where we had to try and reach a compromise. Yeah. And as you know, Dawn, in a situation like that, where we don't quite have consensus, I like the fact that you know what you're doing and you step in and can sometimes over the scores. But it was great for me, and there were certain things going on there, like we had a very, very high strength whiskey, and it was explained to me by Ed what was likely to have caused that and what was going on. And there was one which had a very, very odd taste profile. And again, Ed made a suggestion that it was a very young, small barrel. Yeah. It wasn't our favourite of the day, I have to say.
And do you think there's anything that you'll take away from this? And, you know, what would you say to kind of people out there why they should enter things like the IWSC? What do you think is important about these kind of competitions? Bridget, I'll hit you first.
Yeah, you know, I have grown a great affection for this particular competition. Just so the folks that are on the outside know that, you know, there is a camaraderie and almost like a family feeling with the judges. And so with that, it's this incredible safe space to judge. You know, you don't have to be concerned about anybody thinking, oh my gosh, you know, she's totally off base or anything. You can have those open, honest debates, like you said, right? That chatter back and forth, which is so much fun. But also, we're not just giving out awards to give out awards. Yeah. There are thoughtful, meaningful conversations that go on really through each and every spirit as we're discovering what each other's rating and scores were, to make sure that we're all aligned, to make sure that that spirit really does truly deserve that gold, and that we're proud to put our names on it.
100%.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah, I think one of the things that I think so positive about this is, and it wasn't necessarily my view when I first started judging more than 20 years ago, but the fact that we've got a very eclectic range of people on it. So it's not just producers, it's not just journalists, it's not just influencers. And I think that brings quite a lot to the party and a lot of learning. And you know, if I was to give any advice to people who are wanting to join this panel, it's not always easy to do, but do try and be a bit more objective about it.
100%.
Yeah.
And open-minded, right?
Exactly. And again, that's where the debate comes in, that you do tend to reach consensus. But, you know, it's very rigorously run, this. And to me, I've always had this view that it's very genuinely worth having. And if you actually win gold or gold outstanding medals, it really means something.
Yeah. I'm really proud to snap on IWSC. So, and I think that's really important, because at the end of the day, it's our names on the scores.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Absolutely fantastic as always. I adore you guys on the panels, because you really add so much. And it's next year.
Yes, indeed. Cheers.